All right, where we at? What are we doing?
What's up, everyone? This is Jason over at GoPowerSports, and today we are out in Boyd, Texas to check out our friend Stanley Mount shop. Now, Stanley Mount is a GPS 180 racer. I believe he came in 4th on full suspension. He did do a Juggernaut, which he came in 2nd, but he's a friend of the shop. We call him a shop rat in the nicest sense. He's always hanging out at every single event that we do. He's always hands-on. We love Stanley to death, so let's go say hi.
What's up, guys? Stanley Mount, and welcome to my shop. Hey, I'm Stanley Mount, and I love building and racing mini bikes. I've been a customer for probably past 6, 7, I don't even know, 8 years going up to the shop. We were customers of the go-kart track way back growing up. We bought a go-kart from the neighbor, and we rebuilt the engine, and that old Briggs & Stratton engine busted. And we ended up going to the track and picking up a Tecumseh engine for that go-kart.
From the go-kart track?
From the go-kart track. So really been a customer for past 15, 20 years, I guess.
So you were at the go-kart track. How did you know about GoPowerSports when we were up in Keller?
So I got into mini bikes. I think I was on YouTube or something and saw Cars and Cameras, and they built that original like little drag bike. They put the Predator 212 swap, and I seen all those videos, and then I got into a Motovox frame and did the same thing, got the 79cc going, swapped to a Predator 212, thought that was the fastest thing in the world, about wrecked and wheelied that thing down the neighborhood street, and I think I just got on Facebook and found some groups and needed parts for that, so just naturally found GoPowerSports.
So what brought you into the shop initially?
I can't really remember, but I think it was the race, that race, and just needing parts and getting a torque converter and maybe a collection, stuff like that. Just the basics for when you first start to get your first mini bike. You got to have clutch and chain and brake cables, and then it just evolves from there.
You have how many mini bikes?
Mini bikes, I have over 40. I always say two-wheeled vehicles because there's some Hondas and Yamahas, kind of some older stuff thrown in there. Honda Fat Cat. I've got an old Honda that I got from Aaron at Pate this last year. But I have approximately 47 to 50 two-wheeled vehicles. Most of them are mini bikes. A lot of them are vintage. I've got 2 GT Rascals. I've got 2 little Rascals. I've got, I think, just 1 Rascal, but the rest are either homemade, which I've got 2 of those that I've built completely from scratch, and the rest is all vintage, mostly K&S Hornets. Got about 15 of those. So this is my shop here in Boyd, Texas. It's a 1,200 square foot metal building, and this is where I work on all my mini bikes, do all my building. My horde of mini bikes and mini bike stuff, the little electric ones for the kids, or a custom Bonanza. I have at least 15 Hornet mini bikes. So I've got a couple right here, a little Rascal, all the way to something I've built completely from scratch, just because I can and I wanted to. That one is like, it's a heavy bike, but the suspension is so good, it's like riding on a cloud. So this little guy right here was my, I wanted to try to make a mini bike as small as I physically could. So basically an engine with wheels bolted to it. This has been dubbed the Suicycle. This one is one that I've gotten from Harley. It's a Hornet with the suspension seat. All these out here are really my favorites. My daughter's trike, because she loves ripping around on this little thing. So there's a little Rascal that I've chopped the back end off, put bearing mounts to make it a live axle. Yeah, this is my Rascal GT trike. Got the Lifan electric start engine. This one's a drag bike, gonna be for the pull start class. Tried to get the biggest tire I could on the back. It's Juggernaut torque converter. Did custom wheelie bars for it, and then fuel tanks mounted up front, steering stabilizer, all that. Hopefully get out to the track and get some testing on it. Yeah, that was my first finish. That one's the, this is one from Pate that I got from Rick Watson. It is a Super Bronco, the held Super Bronco. And this is, if I had to absolutely pick an all-time favorite, this one would be it, because this is my first vintage, and it's my first Hornet, a fun, good all-around mini bike to ride. And this actually started my Hornet addiction, because I have like 15 of them now. I haven't done a go-kart yet. I have a Power Wheels that's hanging up waiting for the day I bring it down to start on that project. And I have a Suzuki four-wheeler engine with reverse that I plan on putting in that. This one is my GPS 180 bike. As you can tell from this year's race, it was muddy out there. Megamoto 212 frame, slightly modified. It's got the MB200 front forks, the GoPowerSports swing arm kit. I've extended the swing arm, modified the back of the frame to change the suspension geometry. I haven't washed it. It's a little dirty still, but it held up good. Nothing broke. So I got 4th overall in suspension class and won Best in Show trophy. So it's a fun race, definitely gonna do it again next year. Really wasn't on 2 wheels till I was maybe 10, 11, 12 years old. We would go to my uncle's, or it's my great uncle's track in Arkansas. They'd race dirt bike. We'd go up there and I'd hopped on a Honda XR100. So that was my first experience on 2 wheels. So I'd always loved riding them. Got a welder when I was like 10 years old for my birthday. And my dad taught me about 30 seconds on the concept of how to get welding, and then I just took off on my own from there. I've always been building stuff, doing stuff myself, projects. It's fun, relatively inexpensive until you have 47 of them, but you could build a mini bike in a weekend with a pile of parts and get ripping and going, versus like having a car or I had a Fox Body Mustang. To build that is expensive and it takes so long to do, whereas these, you can literally go to the store with $500 to $1,500 and you could build it how crazy you want, and you can have a riding custom mini bike in a weekend. I love the simplicity and limitlessness of the customization, and you can make anything your own. So I've got my TIG table and my welder, my plasma torch, and my MIG setup is all right here on the welding cart. Most of my stuff is all on wheels because it's not the biggest shop and I have a lot of stuff in here, so I can move stuff around as I need to. Back over here in the corner is my welding table, so I could pull it out, and usually a weld and grind and cut right here. I have my Rogue Fab tubing bender is rolled over in this corner, so I can roll it out and bend up some tubing. This past race, I wanted to do this one as a juggernaut rider, and 2 years ago I picked up the frame, basically started working on it, and for a full year getting ready for the GPS 180 was building this bike and trying to make it as beefy and as strong and double up on everything that I could, because we did break down. We had a chain issue last lap, so I basically wanted indestructible foot pegs and a bulletproof chain setup, and so that's what I did. Did the full 3 hours. I did 3 hours 6 minutes and never stopped, never had a breakdown. It's still on the same belt, same chain, never adjusted my chain, never refueled or anything. So I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, not have nothing break and not stop. So I got 4th overall in suspension, missed Juggernaut by like 4 minutes, and next year I'm gonna come back even harder and stronger and faster and try and come home with 4 trophies or however many I can win. If you want to solo, just be prepared to kind of pace yourself. But like, I think my mistake, I was 4 minutes behind. I think I paced myself a little bit too conservatively. So you have to still be fast with pacing yourself. So you have to find the balance so you can last a full 3 hours physically and mentally, but still be fast enough to be in that top spot.
What are you going to do differently from this year to the next year?
From this year to next year, I'm gonna go through the bike, make sure it's good, get the engine back over to Paul at PC Motorworks. Maybe just try to ride some more, get a little bit more confidence with the bike, a little bit more stamina. That way I can push myself a little bit harder and faster to get down to into those 10-minute lap times. I think I was hanging around 11 and a half minutes for the whole 3 hours. So I did all 16 of my laps were pretty consistent.
For you, what's the first thing to go out? Is it eyes? Is it head? Is it forearms, palm?
Initially, it's arms and legs start cramping, probably for the first 5 or 6 laps. For me personally, the longer I ride, the better I feel. So like towards the end, I felt like I could go another 10 more laps. So it might have been because of my pace, but it always seems like it takes me a little bit to warm up. I'll feel the worst in the beginning and I'll feel better at the end somehow.
What's the most memorable race of your career so far?
I think the one that I always go back to, I guess, is probably that drag race. That was like the first real racing event. I know I had broken a driven spring, and your dad had actually gone back to the shop to go get some more driven springs for the Comet 30 series. So that got me going, and just meeting Paul and working with him, and he helped me with my engine, and I ended up whooping his butt at the race.
Hey, you have a next project that you're thinking about?
Yeah, current project is to finish GT Rascal Cruiser trike. Did the life and electric start. So that one's gonna be more true cruiser. I'm gonna redo the wheelie bars, make them a lot shorter, just basically make it for hooning around a little bit, making it so you can ride some wheelies, just have some fun. It always seems that GoPowerSports is coming out with a new frame that I have to have, and then I'm building that one instead of working on the other stuff. So stuff was always revolving.
Oh, this is sweet.
Got to get it out of the best straps in the world, some GoPowerSports straps.
I really like those straps because they're simple.
Yes, I love them. They're heavy, they're thick, they hold, and they have the soft strap.
Yeah.
That's.
So what frame is it?
This is also a 1970s K&S Hornet that I have. It was a little bit torn up. The rear tabs were junk. The forks were mangled and re-welded and modified and stuff. So this one I was okay cutting up. So I actually cut it in half, stretched it 4 inches, redid the back tabs. This one's a Tillotson 228. It's got a 265 cam, 24 flat slide. It's got the 30 series with the Juggernaut and a 7-inch driven pulley. So, and the rims are the Z50 conversion hubs, some custom laser cut centerpieces, and some Honda Trail 70 original split rims. So this is my flat track racing bike. So another one that I've spent probably a year or more building.
Yeah, I know for the first like 6 months that I worked at GoPowerSports, I saw it even fit.
Yeah. Always tell people I'm the lowest paid employee at GoPowerSports.
Very lowest.
Yeah, at this point, I'm up there so much and hanging out, and regular, normal customers, or say normal customers come in and just assume I work there because I'm always decked out in the GoPowerSports stuff, and I don't even tell them that they're wrong. I just, hey, what do you need? And I'll just help them out, find something. If I don't know where it's at, I'll ask Oliver or Flacco or whoever's up there at the time, just to help them out. And I help out where I can at the events. I like hanging out and helping out and just having fun.
Real tight.
No.